of space, a radio signal emits. WOLF, Wolf Radio, broadcast at the University of West Georgia in Carrollton.
Holy moly, that was scary. Hey everybody, welcome to a new episode of the Gaming Wolf, where we definitely don't have technical difficulties here. What is going on? My name is Yade. I am your host, and I am joined by some spectacular people today. First up on the board, we got...
Oh, it's Riley is here on the board today and already messing up this show, but I will do everything in my power and work towards a more professional and consistent show environment.
That's so real. I already messed up, but hey, we got it down. Right, guys? We got it down. Next up, we got...
Britain, I promise to work towards an unprofessional environment.
Period. That's what we want in this house.
So we're boring.
So we're boring. And we have a very special guest with us today.
Hi, I'm Jordyn.
And today we're going to be talking about some really cool stuff. We're going to be talking about friendship and games that revolve around friendship and games you play with your friends and those words in multiple different categories and combinations. Synonyms and
various synonyms.
Whoa.
What did you say?
You say gross? We love games in this house. We're
I was talking about friendship.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that's
okay,
even worse.
So we're just
That's even worse.
right. So we just made the show so we could hate each other. That's what we're doing. That's the kind of
That's
environment.
why
Are you
we're
really
here.
friends if you don't hate each other a little bit?
Clock it. Whoa.
That's what the episode is about today.
Wow.
That's
We're
what
just
the
airing out
episode
our
is.
drama.
Mind you, the title of the episode is The Friends You Made Along the Way.
Clock it.
So,
And you know what? With that in mind, we're going to make some songs come along the way because we got some crazy stuff coming to you today.
Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network are proud to help reduce the 21% of adults with low literacy skills. We are collecting new and gently used books for every UWG pre-K student monthly. Give today by visiting thewolfuwg.com/bookdrive. That's thewolfuwg.com/bookdrive.
Give us your books. Give the children what they need.
Please, I was stumbling through that live read, so they need it.
Riley said, here's some live evidence that we need books. Literally same. But today, we got, like I said, it's a fun day today because we get to talk about all the things that make parties and friends rage. So with parties in mind, guys, I have to ask the question, when was the first time you played a Mario Party game and how did it go?
I was pretty young, I think. I was probably like 6, I think.
Sorry, I had a cough.
Oh.
Excuse me.
But I was probably 6 years old. I was playing with some friends. I believe it was Mario Party 8 for the Wii.
Ooh.
And
It's a good one.
it's
love
pretty
the
good.
car.
I've matured in my Mario Party tastes. You'll learn this throughout the episode, folks, but I am a Mario Party power player. I don't know how it ended up happening, but me and my friends one day were just like, let's all just really get into Mario Party, take it way too seriously, get way too competitive. And now I'm the person who I am today. So, but that fateful day at the age of 6 was what set me down the path because Mario Party 8, very fun game. The first game I ever played of it, it was on, I think it was on Koopa's Tycoon Town, honestly, the board. And it just hit. Like, that board in particular is like a Monopoly-esque situation. So it felt like a great translation from board games into video games. And I didn't rage or anything, but I lost pretty badly. But it just set me on my, like, lifelong love of Mario Party, but also party games generally, and just, like, taking them a little too seriously, honestly, but that was the fun I had. No, it got really serious, guys. Me and my friends had like a power ranking where we averaged our average placements of every game to see who was doing the best mathematically.
That's
And-
so real.
And who was doing the best?
It was my buddy.
And that's
It was not
all
me.
you're getting.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't. They haven't like.
Exposition.
He has an NDA. Actually.
Yeah, basically, I don't want to say their name
Has
out
an
Oh my
loud.
god, NDA.
I didn't ask them if they could be mentioned.
Um,
So, but
They could have lied. They're
I-
not here.
Jason.
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 Voorhees.
Oh my gosh.
I
Mendoza.
never. Technically, the first time I ever played Mario Party was a month ago in the UCC by myself while I was waiting for an appointment. And technically that was the first time, but the first party-esque game I ever played was Smash Bros. And that was in middle school during lunch, where everybody was sitting on those fold-out tables with the chairs attached to them. So I was sitting there, and I was playing. My friend was getting upset with me because it was my first time playing it, and he was getting upset because I was essentially button mashing. I mean, I was winning, but I was button mashing, and so he was kind of
That
upset
is how you
about it.
win.
So, what did you say?
I said that is how you win.
That is
Sorry.
That's how
when
you
you
win.
button mash, just in different combinations. But he was pretty upset about that. Joke's on him because I'm actually wicked good at Mortal Kombat. So
Oh, boots.
Nice. My first party game was probably Monopoly Party on the original Xbox.
Huge,
Real.
huge W right there.
But just like any Monopoly game, it took forever. So by the end, we would all just be like, yes, 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 and button mash until someone went bankrupt and someone else won.
That is like the problem with, not problem with Monopoly, but part of the reason I think people hold Monopoly so negatively in their minds is that like there is that initial scramble to get all the property and such. But after that, a lot of people can get really bored because then it really becomes like the business part of it. And you're like, oh, I have to mortgage this? This isn't fun. Like, I don't want to mortgage houses and make trades.
Monopoly and Life are two of the longest games I've ever
The
played.
game of life?
The Game of Life. I was
No.
obsessed with that game growing up.
Long?
And It's how life is how I realized I went into a flow state whenever I played some games like that. Like life, there was once I was like nagging somebody one of my family members to play life, and he sat me down at the dining table and set up solitaire like with actual cards, and just did it so I'd shut up. It worked, and that's how I found out I was also really good at solitaire.
Real.
So like you enter a flow state sometimes when you're playing games like Monopoly or especially Uno. I feel like if you want to get to like base human urges, it's just Uno.
Base human urges.
Really, really, because I've never the things I've wanted to do over getting hit with a +4 3 times in a row.
Or spoons.
That's so fair.
My family, if we play spoons end up flying across the room.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I have a theory that everybody has the one luck-based game that they lock in on too much. That they truly believe that skill can. They truly believe that skill can outlive luck in like a card game. Because again, for me, that's Mario Party. I can't deny that. That's a game I think is skill based enough to where you can win, but it's luck. And I think everybody has one game where it's entirely luck, but you can do it.
Oh, yeah.
Mine is definitely Uno. I was playing online with a friend once, and he kept winning over me like 4 times in a row until I just entered a flow state, and I just kept winning. I just kept winning.
The queen of flow states over here.
If I lock in on something, I enter a flow state, and I do what I gotta do.
I think that's really that's actually really real, especially with games like that, because like competitiveness and all of like that setting in general just really like strengthens your bonds. So like you feel more open to being like much more chaotic than you would be on like a normal basis. So you're just like rocking around the town, and you're like, I'm gonna win, and like by the end of it, you're like closer than before, which I think is really cool.
It's really funny to me that like again there is that competitiveness, even though it's luck based, and I think that's kind of beautiful in a way where it's just that human spirit in us to just want to be good at things, but sometimes we just put it in the wrong area. And so we get so good at being good at something that we're not really good at. We're just good at knowing it,
Oh, boo.
Yeah, it's either you're like wicked. It's like it's building bonds and stuff like that, or it makes or breaks friendships. You can't have. It's either or. You either leave Uno closer, or you leave Uno not talking to that person anymore.
Well, and that's why co-op games just exist in their own little bubble. There are tons of cooperative board games that are amazing for even like team building exercises. Pandemic is one that comes to my mind, where you're all playing as like scientists trying to contain a deadly virus. This came out before 2020.
Oh boy.
But
Oh my god.
But that game and just cooperative games generally is such a good reason to like keep those more competitive games around. They do fulfill very similar kinds of needs for people, if that makes sense, while playing a game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, hey, like with stuff like that, it all gets crazy, and we may not know if we'll have our friendships afterwards, but you'll definitely have more music coming your way in just a couple seconds.
Hey, Britton, what do you know about games?
I have a Switch.
Oh.
If you're tired of people asking you this question all the time, then you're exactly where you need to be. Because today we're going to learn how to get into... Hey everybody, welcome back. Getting into games. Today specifically, since we're talking about like party games or like board games, really this one just comes down to grab a friend. And if you don't necessarily have them, because I know it's college and it's hard, because me too, when I got here, it's like just a matter of, and you know, they'll talk about this on College Circuit, but just getting involved. Like, it'll be great if you just put yourself out there. And I know that's hard, so you definitely don't have to do it now, but that's the best way to get into like games that you play together. I will say though, there is like a big online environment now as well, just because we are in that digital age. So if you feel comfortable with playing with people online, that is also definitely something that would be really cool.
Biggest piece of advice ever: be the initiator. Be the one to say, "Hey, group of people, can we play this?"
Hey, random strangers.
No, not random strangers. No.
Hey, person in a parking lot.
Not
White van man.
Not what I'm saying. But like you and your friends, like if you are someone who is like, oh, I want to play this game with my friends, but I'm a little worried that they won't be into it or something, just ask, man. I mean, they can just say no, and that's okay.
The worst they can say is no.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, maybe the worst thing they can say is, I actually don't want to hang out with you or something.
Actually like, hate your guts and we're like not friends anymore.
Actually, I've kind of always hated you.
But
why would you think I would be into that?
No, that would hurt me. That would hurt me.
Yeah, I know. But as someone with anxiety, I can promise you. Oh my God, sorry. I can promise you, it will never be as bad as you think it is. Especially if it's something that like means a lot to you, that you want to try to get into. Because as crazy as the world gets, there is always going to be room for you in any place that you want to be, even if you have to make that room for yourself.
Exactly. And like, even if you don't have like that immediate group of friends that you might feel super comfortable playing with, because I know for a lot of people, sometimes a game can be like really personal, like especially if it's an emotional game or a story game, or like my first game I ever played. So sharing that with somebody, it'll feel like you're sharing like that part of you with somebody else, and then like that fear of them like hating it and like dogpiling on it is like always there in the back of your head. If that's something that you feel kind of nervous about and you still want to like explore video games, like when I first got into gaming, to find out what games I liked, I looked at what books I liked, and I was a fantasy person, and I was also a more slice of life person. I liked watching slice of life anime, movies, animated shows, so I naturally gravitated towards everybody's favorite sandbox game, The Sims, and I've been playing that since 2016. I see your expression, Yade.
No, I live, and to be honest, like The Sims is a game that I like to play with my friends more than anything else, because like I love character creation, but like being with your pals and like having the Sim live their life and then choosing the most chaotic of options. Now that is prime friend gameplay right there.
And that's what mods are for, which, by the way, I got to show you my Sims after this.
Oh, real? Okay. I can't even download custom content on my computer, but sure.
Embarrassing.
I got a PC just for the custom content and mods, Yade. I'm sorry.
No, same. I have 2 terabytes of stuff I don't know how to download.
What do you mean you had to...
Where are you storing that?
Where are
In
you...
my 2 terabyte PC.
What do you mean you don't know how to...
What?
How
What?
do you... What, it's
Listen, we're learning how to get into games, okay? Give me a break.
I'm going to
not
have a
what to
conversation with
judge.
Yade after these cameras go off.
Listen.
I could have a conversation
Don't ever let
with
anyone
Yade.
Don't ever let anyone tell you that you're doing it wrong. You can get into games however you want, okay?
Exactly. I'm not one to judge. I have a hand-me-down gaming laptop from my brother-in-law, who I'm also contractually obligated to shout out to them for being a sponsor.
Shout out to Britton's brother-in-law.
And sister.
And sister. Shout
Yeah.
out to all of the people at home watching us tonight. And for those of you listening, of course, too. We love a listener. We love a viewer. We love you. Period. Period.
Period.
I truly think one of the best like social situations you can use a game in is merging the friend groups, because that is something really difficult. I know people who talk about it all the time where they tell me, "Hey, I'm going to have a birthday party, but I'm kind of scared because I'm bringing my friend groups together," or something like that. And I'm telling you all right now, games do the trick so well. They give you something to talk about when the conversation dries up. Everyone can get a read on the personalities very quickly, integrate themselves quickly. And if you get a nice big party game, especially if you do like teams in the party game, it's huge. One of my favorite games to cross friend groups with is called Monikers. It's this like card game where everybody picks some cards to go into the pile, and then it's kind of like charades where you get your team to guess what word or concept you have on the card. However, each round gets progressively harder. First round, you can just describe what it is. Second round, you get like 2-3 words. Final round, you have to act it out. And so it allows for your people to get to know each other in those easier first round, second round. And then the third round, everyone feels like friends and you're all just having a good time because you've made these crazy associations in your mind. Like that game, to me at least, is genetically built in a lab to get a bunch of strangers together and make it happen, like make them feel like friends. And it just works every time. It's a home run. I love that game to death. But find a game that you're excited about and get all your friends to play it. I know a lot of people who use for a video game example or a more video game example, I know a lot of people who use like the Jackbox Party Pack games.
Oh, yeah.
Because those are way more explicitly social in nature.
Oh, for sure. And like, I mean, speaking of social in nature, I know I like touched on it a little bit, but how do you guys think like the online scene has been conducive to like playing games and making friends?
I think that it wasn't as big as it was definitely until the incident in 2020. I feel like a lot of people knew online games. Like everybody had those friends they made online through Minecraft servers and Roblox and stuff like that. But then COVID hit, and then everybody was like confined to their rooms, and then that really was the genuinely only way you could make friends and you could actually get out was gaming. And because of that, that pushed a lot of games to become cross-play compatible or compatible with multiple players. Like Baldur's Gate. When Baldur's Gate got cross. Why are you laughing?
Sorry, anytime someone mentions Baldur's Gate, I feel like the innate desire to go Baldur's Gate.
Every time I think of Baldur's Gate, I think their intro song in Elvish, and I love it. I love it so much. But no, games getting crossplay was so great to not only friendships, because if I'm playing on a PC, you can join me on your Xbox and vice versa. And that also helped with limitations with playing. So like your friend didn't have to be like, oh, I really don't want to get up and use my computer, or I don't have a PC. So like, how do we play together? It's like, it really, in a very good way, it revolutionized how people, especially teenagers, were able to connect with peers of their same age and really just find their footing again when the world felt so scary and so big, and they were able to actually have a semi-normal social life experience with it.
Yeah, I will say, like, definitely now that you, like, bring up the pandemic, that definitely, and speaking from the perspective of someone who was, like, into games a little bit, that definitely gave me, like, that extra push to be, like, more social in the games that I play, because, again, that's a really good way to make friends, is having, like, those common interests, and it's just also really a good way to learn how to approach different things that you never would have thought about, like, learning about. Because 9 times out of 10, most people, they know video games exist, and they know, like, other games exist, like board games or, like, tabletop or anything of the sort. And they're like, oh, okay, that's something that people do. I'm not going to do that, whatever. But when you're in that space where you have the option to, and, like, there's no there's no judgment. There's not anybody that's going to tell you otherwise. That's definitely like, I see your point when you say that it pushed people into it.
Yeah, it had to force you to be social in some way, shape, or form. And it also changed how people view gamers as well, because I fear Fortnite did irreparable damage to how people viewed gamers.
Oh, you said the name of the game. You said it. That's
I
okay.
fear it did. Like, now I kind of mess with it a little bit better, but I feel like Fortnite just is slowly becoming like Roblox.
Strangely, I want to counterpoint on that, because I think, oddly, because of how mainstream it was, Fortnite was actually great, like quote unquote PR for gamers as like a group of people. It became, the idea of playing a video game became even more mainstream than it already was becoming, because it had been growing in popularity as a medium already. But Fortnite's out of the world success was the thing that really brought way more people into gaming generally. And so, if anything, I think Fortnite helped people's perception of gamers, quote unquote, because it made people gamers. Like, they were the ones in the chair playing the game, having fun, and realizing that the medium can be a huge, entertainment.
I will say, like, I definitely agree with like a lot of what you're saying, especially now that they're releasing like such different aspects and like such different people that are like so prevalent to pop culture and like different aspects of media and like music and all of that. It's really drawing people in, even if like you personally would like never play Fortnite in your life. You can like, someone can entice you to like at least watch them play and be like, hey, so and so just got added, so like if you want to watch me play as them, like just
yes, I want to see Sabrina Carpenter take on Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. That is actually exactly what I want to do with my Wednesday nights.
No, that's real. And like it's just, maybe it's because I grew up when Fortnite was like still kind of like a crazy thing to actually enjoy, but I definitely agree that there's so much of it that is like brought forth this interest in getting to know different aspects of like gaming and culture and stuff.
For me, I also agree with that. I think the mixing of IPs is, one, extremely dystopian, but two, funny. So I think Fortnite is strange in that way, where it is becoming this like weird monument to capitalist and excess, but at the same time, again, I can't deny the effect it had on other people and how we perceive the idea of a gamer.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with that.
And since we have reached a nice stopping point, we got to pay the bills before we go. College students who binge drank alcohol at least 3 times per week were roughly 6 times more likely to perform poorly on a test or project because of drinking. Dream City Brewing Company, Wolf Sports Network, and Wolf Radio proudly remind you to drink responsibly. Students 21 and over should drink responsibly in an environment that discourages overindulgence. Faculty won't take hangovers as excuses.
And neither should you.
Never.
Ever.
Never.
And we're not going to. We are now going to excuse ourselves, though, as we take another quick song break.
Woo!
In 2023, the Georgia Governor's Office stated 21% of adults have low literacy skills. The U.S. Department of Ed reports that children with access to print reading materials have better literacy rates. Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network's ongoing book drive will provide a new or gently used book to every child at UWG's pre-K monthly. Give today by visiting the wolfuwgradio.com/book drive. That's the wolfuwg.com/book drive.
It is. Give us your books. Give the children what they need. Nah. Not this one either. Oh, I'm really not trying to traumatize anybody. This is a little goofy. Alright, now this is more my style. But there's no wrong way to enjoy the soundtrack of gaming. Yeah, there's no wrong way ever. Enjoy it how you want. Sorry.
No.
Never, ever, ever.
Nev.
I feel like a lot of people know a lot of games purely for their soundtracks. Not even like, I feel like for one thing that comes to mind, even if it's not like a soundtrack, like a lot of people know FNAF because of their songs. And like, why did everything I say you laugh at? But
Sorry, it's my job. I'm sorry.
People know a lot of like I Got No Time, Join Us for a Bite.
I'm sorry, you said
Speak for yourself.
the two most traumatizing ones first. I'm
Britton
sorry.
is like, what's going on?
It's Been So Long for FNAF 2, and then even if it's not a song surrounding the game, like Megalovania for Sans.
Oops, sorry.
Oh,
Sorry. Flashbacks.
For me, this is such a strange thing to comment on because I know we're in like the social power of gaming episode, but let's be honest, guys. Not a ton of multiplayer social games have the best soundtrack. But something I love talking about with people and socializing about is like lyrical songs in games because they feel so special. They're always like Lifelight from Smash Bros, Still Alive from Mirror's Edge, ironically Still Alive from Portal. But all of those songs feel so special because they're like anthems of the game, but also game music is not traditionally known for having lyrics. So, I mean, do you guys have like a favorite like lyrical song?
Simple and clean.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry.
No. I say that very lovingly because that song is so good.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry. There's just so much love in my heart for it. I can't even say anything. But Bert's listening, and he knows that there's so much love in my heart for Simple and Clean.
Simple and clean. Like Kingdom Hearts, it's just so emblematic of the game too, where it's just nice and sparkly and light, smooth rider, dude.
Oh yeah, and I love single player games that talk about friendship.
the Dispatch soundtrack.
Ooh,
I listen to very often, but if there's one song that is just like encompasses every like ounce of my brain whenever I think about video game music, and it's Raphael's battle music from Baldur's Gate 3. Because he sings his own boss music, and he's singing it live, because when you silence him in game, the music stops. So it's like my all-time favorite song. It's so interesting. If you ever have the time, just go look up Raphael's battle music from Baldur's Gate 3. It's such a vibe, but it's so annoying hearing it for the 12th time when you're on that fight again.
Agreed. Oh God. Oh, sorry, you just brought me back. But I think something interesting that I do with like my friends is when we listen to music from games that we've played before, it's like a whole vibe. Like we get into like, oh, which one is like the best in the soundtrack, and like where would you rate this one, and what's your favorite area theme, what's your favorite boss theme, like all those good things.
I think you're thinking way too much into it.
No, it's amazing. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
No, I just do it for the vibes. Like, I throw on a soundtrack when I'm like writing a paper or something, and it just like helps me write, and I just don't think about it after that.
I see Britton listening to the Spiritfarer soundtrack all the time. And it's a great soundtrack. It's so vibey. Britton, can you speak to it, please? Because more people need to listen to this.
Please.
Okay, if you insist.
Of course, I do insist.
Of course. Spiritfarer soundtrack. It's like all instrumental, really, and then a lot of it is like the characters playing instruments also. So like it connects to the characters. you got a little flute song, and it like summons the lightning, and then you collect the lightning. And then you get to play the guitar and help all the plants grow. But the best part of the soundtrack is when you help the spirits like move on past the afterlife, and it's like, okay, it's time to go. It's just like so moving. It builds it up in such a beautiful way, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm attached to these people. I want to cry now. Goodbye.
Oh yeah,
Aw.
for sure.
And then it just like brings it into like a good ending.
Is that music when they're like passing on? Is it like peaceful or is it like climactic? I don't know what the word would be, but like
It's not like a battle or like anything big, but it's like building it up, and like it has layers, and it's big.
it's
and
like
it's
an
a big
emotional
moment.
climax almost.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
Also what I know you also love the Hollow Knight soundtrack, but I think we talked about that last episode. I have caved and potentially had quote spoilers for Silksong because I've been listening to that soundtrack. I don't know anything, but just the soundtrack has titles. But that soundtrack is oddly different from Hollow Knight in my experience. Like it has the same sound to Hollow Knight, same set of patterns and notes, but it feels remixed in a way that feels so different and transformative at the same time.
Yeah, it makes sense because the game is in a completely different area, completely different like system of living, so it makes sense that it's completely different. But back to the Hollow Knight soundtrack.
Okay.
Like beautiful music, but my favorite part, like, and the only part that like is someone actively singing is like there's a ghost, a spirit of like an opera singer performer in Hollow Knight.
Oh, I think I know the song you're talking about.
Yeah, I think I showed it to you once.
It's really
Yeah.
I love when games you mentioned this, Jordyn, in the Baldur's Gate section. I love when games have that like diegetic, for those of you who aren't pretentious, that's like
Me.
music that the characters in the world can listen to. I love when that bleeds in. I love hearing characters sing in game. I love hearing them humming and singing their own battle themes.
Yeah, not only that, it immerses you so well when not only these characters sing their own music, but when they sing them in their language. Like something that me and Gade were talking about during the break was that, or I think it was on air, is that the menu music for Baldur's Gate, it sounds weird when you first hear it because it's not in English, it's in the language that's spoken in the game. And I love when even games or movies or any franchise creates its own language and makes music out of that. Like Simlish, ironically enough,
Yeah.
The Sims is kind of like, if there's one game that's known for taking real life music, having artists come in and re-record it in their game's language, it's The Sims. There's like almost every song that you can think of has a Simlish version of it in your game that's just waiting to be discovered. Except Sabrina Carpenter, she has yet to get under the Maxis's thumb. So that's weird.
Yeah.
But there's a Simlish version of almost every song.
I think those other languages when they sing is just the most, again, it keeps you in that world. It just grips you. And it's one of the biggest immersion boosters, in my opinion, to any game is when I hear the character singing or I hear a new language that the game made up and singing in it. That is the biggest way to make me feel in the world,
Yeah, absolutely. But no, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm such a sucker for emotions and love and friendship that I'm anything that they do that relates to the music and relates to the characters just builds in my heart.
I started back playing some older games from when I was a child that I wanted to reconnect with, and two of the bigger ones that I've reconnected with that have a kind of really good soundtrack that I didn't really realize is, and these are going to be, I know these are some titles people don't know, Max Curse of the Brotherhood and Mickey's Haunted Castle, I believe. I'll talk about that more at some point, but Max Curse of the Brotherhood is one of my favorite childhood games, and it has a wicked good soundtrack because he has a magic marker that he uses to build elements. It's really interesting, but it's really hard to explain. But if you ever had the time, it's a really old game. Not really old, but a lot of people don't know it. That and Octodad. Octodad soundtrack is also really good.
For sure.
Surprisingly very good.
It's surprisingly really
Surprisingly.
I mean, you look at Octodad, it's a silly game. You don't expect it to have the best music. It's good. It's genuinely good.
Yeah, and I will say, I know we talked about, like, not a lot of, like, team or party games have a lot of good music, but, and I couldn't finish the episode without saying it, the Marvel Rivals music is just spectacular.
That's true. I'll give it up.
Yeah, let's clap it up real quick.
Clap it up.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, it is something fantastic. And just, like, to have a game that's just all about just fun, like, teamwork and, like, strategy and, like, just destroying everything in your path, to have such relaxing menu music. Now, that's a game that I would like to play with my friends. Thank you very much. Guys, it's unfortunately the end of the episode.
No.
Boo. I hate when this happens. We would just stay in the studio all the time if we could just chat with the lovely people at home. I'm just kidding, guys. I kind of need to eat food.
Fair.
But does anyone have any parting remarks for our audience at home?
Since this is the party game episode, from Mario Party Advance, keep on gaming but never become arrogant.
Oh my God, I knew it. I knew it was gonna happen. Just
never. It's from Mario Party.
I mean, yeah, it's irrelevant. And let's give it up for our special guest for the day, Jordyn. Woo!
Thank you so much, Jordyn.
We love Jordyn in this house. And if you want to catch more episodes of The Gaming Wolf, make sure to tune in every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. We will be here and we will have a great time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.